I'll never forget this. When I was standing at that bar top in my luxury Los Angeles townhouse, and I looked on my phone app for Chase Bank at the time, and I saw that I had 7 figures in my bank account. And this had been my goal, that by the time I was 30, I would have $1 million in the bank. And I did everything possible to make sure that happened. And at that time, my belief was, in order to have great financial success, you had to damn near kill yourself. So that's exactly what I did. I turned down vacations. I didn't rest when I should. I got sick all the time. I worked 12 hours a day. I said yes when I should have said no. And did that end up yielding that money in my bank account? It sure did. But you want to know what also happened? It was all gone within 3 months after it hitting my bank account. And that's because I did not have a secure attachment to money. And if you've been listening to this series and these other 3 parts, you've heard me say that I've been diagnosed as having disorganized attachment style. So I didn't really trust it. I wanted it. I coveted it. I yearned for it. I desired it. I dreamed of it. But then once I had it, it didn't feel safe. I didn't feel like I could trust it. I felt uneasy with it. I felt uncomfortable with it. And therefore, what happened over the next 3 months since that landed my account is pure evidence of why this work on money healing is absolutely imperative if you want to bring in and sustain and continue to grow that life-changing cash that you want for yourself.
If you're tired of hearing the same old basic mindset and motivational fluff talk, you've come to the right show. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, where we dish on everything from managing that crazy brain of yours to manifesting abundance to my straightforward, actionable steps that will make you major money online. Now, I'm not your typical multimillionaire entrepreneur. It takes a small village to keep my anxiety and depression in check. I'm inherently disorganized with an intense obsession with office supplies. Your girl here is a digital marketing content expert who's generated over $200 million in sales. I promise by tuning in twice a week, you will get a much needed refreshing dose of truth, clarity, and cash making advice. Now let's get to it.
My people, my posse, my fellow crazies, it's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. Going back to that time, just a casual time when I lost almost everything that I had. When I go back to that time in my life, I knew it had to happen even back then. There was a shock when I saw almost everything was gone. And I share the story in quite a few episodes. I also shared it in detail on the Chris Harder podcast and some other big shows. But the super, super short version of it is that because I didn't trust myself, because I didn't trust that I knew what to do with this money, because I couldn't really trust that I actually achieved this goal and this abundance was really here, and it felt so odd to me and so foreign to me and just unsafe in my nervous system, I ended up attracting, not on purpose, subconsciously, vultures came out of the woodwork. Ex-boyfriends from high school, ghosts from Christmas past. It's like I had a sign on my forehead that I would just write checks, like I was an open bank. And I started writing checks. It's like I couldn't get rid of that money fast enough. It was so uncomfortable. Yet I didn't want to get rid of that money. I wanted even more of it. I wanted all of that abundance, but it was so uncomfortable. My actions and words weren't matching. My actions and desires weren't matching, which is classic disorganized attachment style when it comes to money. So if you're relating to that at all, maybe your story's not as extreme as mine, but maybe you're wanting to have a successful launch in your business. Maybe you're wanting to start your own business and leave your jobby job And you're saying you want that, yet you take no actions towards it, yet you're still toe dipping. Maybe you're wanting to have your book be a bestseller or really skyrocket your podcast or wherever it is you're at. You want to increase revenue in your business. You want to have more passive income. You want a course. You want more clients. Yet you're toe dipping in your actions. There is a clear indicator right there, and I hope this wakes you up with love, that you have an unhealthy attachment style going on, a pattern with money. And the good news is these can be corrected. It's not like you wave a magic wand and they're corrected, but they can be. And this is a great start for you. Because when our actions and words don't match, what kind of signal do you think we're sending to the universe? What kind of signal do you think we're sending to the people around us, even energetically, even through our content, even to our potential clients, even to the people who are in our personal life or who work for us? It's not really concrete of what you're doing. You're not being clear. I want it, and now I have actions to back it up. That's why it blows my mind and why I say things like about my new Abundance League Mastermind. I've designed this so that we can heal your unhealthy attachment style when it comes to money, while I'm strategically showing you step by step how to scale your business to the high 6 and 7 figures. So this is a one-of-a-kind mastermind that combines proven business growth strategy. In my 16 years of being an entrepreneur, I have 2 businesses. One's an 8-figure business, and this business, ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, is a 7-figure business. Plus, you're going to learn my proprietary money mindset healing techniques. This is designed to change your money story, create life-changing legacy cash, while helping countless people with your gifts right inside the Abundance League. So I wanted to make sure we put together a program. My ProjectME Dream Team and I have been putting this together since the beginning of the year because we're halfway through. Isn't that crazy? Like, how in the hell is 2023 half over? And we can't get that back. I don't care how rich or clever someone is. We can't get time back. So what are we going to do for the rest of the year to make sure that this is your most successful year yet? You have a choice to make. You can either stack the odds in your favor that we're rolling into the holidays of this year and you're able to take your family on an incredible trip. You're able to buy that car you want. You're able to start looking and maybe move into a place that you really want to live in. Maybe it's that you can pour more money into your business and grow your business, whatever it is you want to do with it, or just simply end the year in financial peace. Can we get an amen for that? I remember what that feeling is like when you're like, I don't even have to necessarily look at my bank account every day to make sure there's money in there for me to go to the grocery store, for me to pay this, for me to go out to dinner. You just know it's there and you have that peace. You have more than enough to not only pay your bills, but to save, but to have extras, but to go get that massage. Maybe you want to go get yourself injected with some Botox or Ozempic. I'm not going to stop with the Ozempic thing. It's really out of control. It's like, I feel like I'm going to start seeing it like peddled on the streets and at the beach in LA. And please do not buy anything off the black market. That's a prescription, people. Very, very dangerous. Needed to give that disclosure. But you want to be able to have that peace of mind financially and that freedom of option to do what you want, buy what you want, treat whom you want, whether it's yourself or other people, then you've got to have your actions match it. And I was like, we've got to put something together designed for the people who are like, no, I am not fucking around with the rest of this year. I really want true guidance. Cut out all the noise. I don't need any more information and be overloaded and inundated with data and what you're supposed to do and do this and do more of this and don't do that. And you really need help with the focus and implementation and execution so that you can bring in fresh cash in your business, because without fresh cash consistently flowing in your business, you do not have a business. What do you have? you have a jobby, a time, energy, and money-sucking hobby, and that doesn't happen on my watch. All the details are on our information page. This is by application only. We're taking a max of 20 people. That's an absolute max. That's it. And the reason is this is semi-private coaching that you get. So you get individualized coaching on our group calls. There's 2 very detailed and efficient calls every single month. One is focused on business strategy and exactly what you need to do and really refining your offers, creating simple funnels, not some complex thing with ads. You can do ads if you want. We'll teach that in there as well. But having a simple funnel that feels good to you, that works, packaging your offers, how to actually launch your offers so you get a lot of people in them, not just 2 or 3 or 6 or 8 people coming in. And then you're like, oh my God, I did all that work and I don't have that many people. All of that's going down inside here. You get daily support and direct access to my ProjectME Dream Team for all of your questions, mental blocks, meltdowns, because that's inevitable. There's always going to be that. And we have daily accountability to ensure you follow through on your homework and your goals. And it's done in a fun way, because the more fun you have, the more money you will make. And then this is the most mind-blowing part to people. This includes a live in-person beachside 2-day mastermind experience right here at my beach house in LA. That alone is worth $10,000. And this is where myself and my remarkable branding and content team will show you in real life how to create content that makes millions of dollars right in person for you. And this is our multi-million-dollar content formula that we have not taught anywhere yet. I've taught some of it to large corporations who pay me a crap ton of money to come in as a consultant, but I've never taught it this way to my small business owners, to my solopreneurs, to my people who have small teams. And now you are getting the curtain pulled back, but we're doing it in person. So you can swipe up to get the link. This is the lowest it's going to be. So this is our pre-launch sale right now. It's $3,000 off. So you need to make sure you apply right now if this is something that you are dead serious about and you know that you need to make sure your actions and words match. Swipe up. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to projectmewithtiffany.com/abundance league. The link is also in my bio on Instagram and TikTok. You will be blown away at how reasonable of a business expense this is going to be. And this is a tax deduction for you, as I am a high-level business strategist and marketing consultant. So on top of it, you get a tax write-off that you absolutely will need and always need in your business. It's made to be a no-brainer, and this is exactly what I teach you inside this mastermind, is how to create no-brainer offers and programs that deliver excellent results for your ideal clients, so you get raving testimonials from people, and you'll see all those on the page as well. So let's dive into this whole secure attachment thing. And it's so important for you to hear some of the backstory of secure attachment style. So it's typically developed in childhood through positive and consistent experiences, particularly in context of the child's relationship with the primary caregiver. So here's some ways in which childhood experiences contribute to the development of a secure attachment style. This is ideal, right? And most of us don't have it. Especially those of you listening to me and here on the show, because you guys all have had a little bit of a shit show childhood or life in some way, or you probably wouldn't be attracted to me, is my guess. Number 1, responsive caregiving. So secure attachment is fostered when caregivers consistently and sensitively respond to the child's needs, including physical, emotional, psychological needs. So this involves promptly and appropriately addressing the child's distress, providing comfort, creating a sense of safety and security. Number 2, emotional availability. So securely attached children often have caregivers who are emotionally available and responsive.
So you might have had a parent that was in the house that provided food, that provided shelter, that provided gifts on Christmas, but they were emotionally checked out. My father's a great example. Completely emotionally unavailable, but had a very calm, sweet, docile way about him and did provide financially. So what happens when we have an emotionally unavailable caregiver is our feelings are not validated. So not having this emotional attunement makes it so we don't trust ourselves. Number 3, consistent and reliable caregiving. So the consistent, and this is a key word, predictability in caregiving routines and interactions. This contributes to the development of a secure attachment style. So when a caregiver consistently meets the child's needs, establishes routines, maintains a stable environment, the child learns to trust that their needs will be consistently met, fostering a sense of security. This I did not have. 4, a secure base exploration. So securely attached children feel secure to explore their environment and engage with the world around them. When caregivers provide a secure base of support, offering a sense of safety and comfort, children feel confident in venturing out to explore and learn, to try new things, to try and fail, to create. And I see this a lot with my clients where it wasn't safe to fail. It wasn't safe to make a mistake. There was a big cost. And there was also a big payoff for doing well. And when there was an extreme payoff for doing well, conversely, in a child's mind, it's, I better not do that if I can't do it well. I better not try this if I'm not going to be great at it. And you can see how that can end up really affecting your creativity, your level of risk taking, your level of experimenting with your marketing and your business. And if you are really terrified to take risk or risk even investing in your business, right? Like, I'm afraid to apply for Tiffany's mastermind because, what if she doesn't accept my application? And then I'll feel stupid and maybe I shouldn't do it. That's an avoidant or an anxious or a disorganized attachment style versus a securely attached person would go, I really feel I'm a great fit. I want this and I'm going to do my part and I'm going to trust that if Tiffany feels that I'm a great fit for this, we'll end up on a call together and I'll be at her house in Los Angeles. Number 5, positive models of relationships. So secure attachment is influenced by the quality of relationships that the child witnesses and experiences within their family. So if the child observes healthy and secure relationships between primary caregivers, it provides a positive model for forming and maintaining secure relationships in the future. 6, repair of ruptures. This one's good. In secure attachment relationships, caregivers are responsive to repairing ruptures or conflicts within the relationship. So when misunderstandings or disagreements occur, caregivers help the child understand and resolve them, teaching them valuable skills of when things don't go right, when someone's feelings get hurt, when someone needs to apologize. I was never apologized to, ever. My mom, I've never heard her apologize to anyone ever in my life. She's stepped on my foot, and I want to hope that it was on accident. She always wore like super high heels. She stepped on my foot. I've watched her accidentally step on other people's feet with like the high heel and still didn't apologize. She could bump into someone with a cart in a grocery store and not apologize. I mean, there was never an apology. She never owned her stuff, and therefore how I took it as a kid, it turned into like confusion, like, well, I'm being taught that I'm supposed to apologize with all like the children's books and what they teach you in school. And she even required me to apologize and do all the polite things, yet she didn't do them. So I got this mishmash of information, which led to so much confusion, hence the disorganized attachment. So I wanted you to really be able to sink in to what secure attachment looks like, because this is our goal. We're focused here on the money stuff, but this is our goal, is to be more securely attached. And you can get there, and you'll slip out of it sometimes too, because at core,
right? Whatever your core attachment style is, that's really wired deeply and woven in there. So don't think you're not going to flip flop. But even just like I say with like the abundance zone, you know, when I'm talking about like doing my abundance walks, by the way, a summer series is going to drop soon. But when I'm talking about staying in that abundance zone, you can't always live there. That's not realistic. We're human beings. We have fears. We get triggered. We have a nervous system. We have hormones. But as you want to spend as much time as there is possible. And that's the same way I want you to look at secure attachment. So let's look at it, how this affects money. And I'm so curious to hear your feedback on this. So make sure you message me on Instagram at ProjectME with Tiffany or TikTok at ProjectME with Tiffany. I would love to hear your takeaways on this, and share this episode with someone who comes to your mind. Share this 4-part series so that they can hear this. This will also get a conversation going around money, maybe with people who have a little more difficulty or are avoidant in talking about money, or so anxious that they avoid it. So a secure attachment style when it comes to money is characterized by a healthy and balanced approach to financial matters. So here's some signs that will indicate that it's a secure attachment style when it comes to money. Number 1, financial confidence. Individuals with a secure attachment style tend to have confidence and trust in their ability to manage their finances effectively. They are more likely to have a positive attitude towards money, viewing it as a tool for achieving their goals rather than a source of stress or anxiety. Number 2, financial responsibility. People with a secure attachment style demonstrate responsible financial behaviors. They prioritize meeting financial obligations, such as paying bills on time, budgeting, saving for the future, making solid investments to get to the goal that they want to get to. So this also includes spending money. Don't look at it like secure means saving. I have to save money. I have to hoard money. No, that comes out of being anxious. That comes out of being in scarcity. When you're abundant, you actually ask yourself the question, what can I invest in order to get me closer to my business goal, to my personal goal? Number 3, openness to discussing money. Securely attached individuals are comfortable discussing money matters with others, including partners, family members, financial advisors. They're open to seeking advice, guidance, and support when needed. They recognize the value of communication and collaboration in making financial decisions. And so you hear me talk about money all the time, and it can be triggering to people. And if it's triggering to you, all this money talk, there is a attachment style that needs to be worked through, because when you're securely attached, you can talk about money all day long. It's just another thing. It'd be like me talking about my printer or my new houseplant. Number 4, a balanced approach to spending. Those with a secure attachment style tend to have a balanced approach when it comes to spending their money. They can enjoy the present moment by treating themselves and occasional indulgences while considering their long-term financial well-being. So they make informed decisions based around their values and financial priorities. 5, financial boundaries. Individuals with a secure attachment style understand the importance of healthy financial boundaries. They can say no to requests for money or manage financial expectations and relationships without feeling guilty or overly obligated. They prioritize their own stability and financial well-being. So you can see how much I wasn't secure when I was writing all of those checks, right? I had 0 financial boundaries. Take the money. If someone's asking, if someone's in need, I have to give it to them. I have to give it to them. No, we get to treat ourselves. We get to luxuriate. We get to have our needs met. We get to feel nourished. We get to feel abundant. We get to feel wealthy. We get to feel rich. We get to feel stable. We get to feel secure. And we get to have those boundaries that are very unique and particular to us on how we spend it and who we give money to and who we invite on a trip and who we treat to dinner and how much of it we save and how much of it we spend. You get to have that. Number 6, Adaptive financial coping strategies. When faced with financial challenges or setbacks, securely attached individuals are more likely to respond in a resilient and adaptive manner. So they can seek solutions, adjust their financial plans, and seek support, higher support. They view setbacks as temporary and see them as opportunities for growth and learning. So you launch something and it didn't go as well as you thought. Maybe this is your third time launching something and it didn't go well. Or you're posting videos, you're putting all the stuff out there, you feel like you're doing all the things and you're not getting the results you want. At a certain point, you have to say, okay, me figuring this out on my own or me figuring this out with the current knowledge and instruction I've had is not yielding the results that I want, and I need to ask for help. But what happens is when you're not in secure attachment, you'll start going, but I've, paid coaches before and I've spent money on masterminds and I've bought courses, I've bought books and I've done all this stuff and I don't want to spend any more money until I'm making more money. Well, you lose twice then. That doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. And I'm not saying for you to just pour in money into like fantasy marketers and crap that doesn't work and people who don't feel safe and that you don't trust. But if you don't keep going, if you're not willing to double and triple down on your own business, on your own goals, well, then how bad do you really want it? And how much do you really believe in yourself? And how committed are you really to the vision? And I know it's scary. I get it. I've been there. No one would give me a loan. That was not cool to be an entrepreneur. I had to use credit cards. There wasn't PayPal credit then. And I've been scammed and I have to own my part in it too. I've also fallen for fantasy marketing stuff, which is what happens when you're not in secure attachment. When something sounds too good to be true, it sounds so easy. It sounds so quick. It sounds so cheap. It sounds like, a hack. And you go into like fantasy thinking. You're not in secure attachment. Secure attachment is really being able to be discerning, being honest, taking an honest inventory of yourself, your goals, where you're at financially, what you want to do, how much you want to make, and going, I have holes in my business. I have holes in my money mindset, and I could continue to sit here trying to figure it out on my own, or I could look and see who I can hire, who's going to help me with this. And then all the fears come up. But what if I spend this money and I spend more money again and then that money doesn't pay off? What am I going to do? Well, do you think that's secure attachment? You have to trust that when you sit with it and you're like, no, this feels right to me. Let's say it's my Abundance League mastermind. No, this feels right to me. This is what I need. I've been messing around. I have to be honest. I've been just buying courses. I've been doing kind of low ticket stuff. I've really not put serious skin in the game to really implement this at a high level. And it's time. Like, I don't want to have the end of 2023. I don't want to still be where I'm at right now. And because I don't want to be where I'm at right now and I want to be somewhere else, I want to be abundant, I want to be cash flush, I want to have all these clients, I want people to see my stuff and learn from me and help people and be able to reap the benefits of that, I know I have to do something different. And yeah, I'm scared, and yeah, it's a risk, and yeah, it's uncomfortable, and yeah, it's vulnerable, but I know that I am safe and secure and my abundance is inevitable, and I'm going to do it anyway. That's really the only difference between you and me. If you're like, wondering, how did Tiffany get millions and millions in the bank with her fucked up childhood and all these things going on? And she's, she says she's a procrastinator and she's, disorganized. How did she do that? It's by doing this work and showing up regardless. I'm scared all the time. I am not a natural risk taker. I wish I was. I am not someone with energy boosting out of my ass. I am not someone who's this extreme extrovert. I'm a highly sensitive empath and have a disorganized attachment style that flip-flops between secure and disorganized. But I know that if I want what I want, I have to take contrary action and show up as someone who's securely attached, which is really saying showing up as your most abundant self. Make decisions and choices out of your most abundant self, out of that future self that you want to be. And when you make decisions based on that abundant, that higher self version of you, you're going to have those abundant results. But if you're making decisions and choices and taking actions based on scarcity, based on fear, based on avoidant attachment, based on anxious attachment, based on disorganized attachment, you're going to get more of that. What we focus on, what we put our actions towards, our energy towards, our mind towards is what grows. If you don't take anything away from today, I want you to take away the last 2 minutes of this. If you love this episode, please share it with someone. Take a screenshot, share it in social media, in your Instagram, Facebook stories. I would love to hear all about it. Swipe up, check out the Abundance League Mastermind. This is not going to be available for that much longer, and it is at the pre-launch sale of $3,000 off. I promise you, I will never have this price this way ever again. I'm doing this as special introductory pricing, and it felt really good on my heart to have it at this. And I've made it to where it's an absolute no-brainer. But I just want you to take a note of like any resistance that you have. It's like, let's explore that resistance based on what you've learned in this 4-part series. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you so much.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.